Hey, welcome. Brad Tragick is here, and I'm here with Movie Madness, is what I believe I'm going to calling this. So, welcome to the official first episode of the Movie Madness, but there'll be other ones. There'll be a lot of other ones. Some of the videos I might go back and delete and re-review to see what looks nicer on the channel. But there we go. I've been doing a little website called Criticker. So, and that's the only site because Flickster went down the shitter. Rotten Tomato, or whatever it's called. Biggest piece of shit I've ever seen on the website. Flickster used to be the shit. And Rotten Tomato bought them or something, or they affiliate with them, and now they ruined the website. Yeah, I won't be getting on there probably at all. I like Criticker. Criticker's pretty cool. They actually have a lot of movies on there, so I'm going to talk about some of the movies. I'm going to start with the least favorite films and talk about why I don't like them, and I'll probably stop there because there's a lot of them in tier. It's just tier 5 films. I guess it goes up. Um, so my tier 5 films on Criticker right now, and this could change. I'll talk about them. 101 Dalmatians. I don't really know which one it said is a 1996, but I believe this is the cartoon one. I'm pretty sure. I gave it a 90. Um, I gave it a 90, and the reason why I gave it a 90 is because it's a kids film. It's okay. It's got um, these are good movies, but it's like movies that there is some a little bit something in them that would make me not want to watch them like all the time. And there are some movies that I want to own on here, but I would still like them because they're in my genre that I like a lot. Wonder Woman Dalmatians is one of those ones where it's a great movie. It's a great movie for kids to watch and everything like that. But there's just something in there. It's kind of slow at some points that I wouldn't want to watch it all the time. So Wonder Woman Dalmatians is a great kids movie. If you've never seen it before, definitely go check it out. The next movie is 50 First Dates, Adam Sandler. Um, I'm blanking on it. Tori Spelling, I believe, I think, no, that's not right. I don't remember. Drew Barrymore, there we go, is in the movie. And basically, she has a memory thing, and she forgets day to day. So every day is basically the same, is what the movie's basically about. It's kind of a crazy movie. I like it. I don't think if I would necessarily buy it. I'm kind of on the fence about that though, because it is a really, really good, great movie, but it's kind of a tearjerker at the end. Um, but because they get in the fight one day, and I think he tells her everything about what's going on, that what happens every single day. And I think somehow she marks it to where she leaves a note that says basically that that this is what happened yesterday, so I don't forget it. And they end up getting a big fight. And there's a big tearjerker at the end. So if you've never seen it, it's a really good movie, though. It's a tearjerker, though. It has Adam Sandler. It's very, very funny throughout some of the other parts of the movie. But I did give it a 90. It was kind of lacking because I'm just not sure about it. I don't know, like, the rewatchability. Like, how many times can you watch that in a year? You know what I mean? Maybe twice, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I guess whatever. The next movie is Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. Amazing, amazing, amazing movie. Um, I don't know if I honestly think this one was better than the original. Um, the other one is so good. Pet Detective is good, but When Nature Calls, I just thought was super hilarious, and it was like hilarity ensued like so much with When Nature Calls. There's the thing about the guano is the thing I always remember. I don't know what about that scene where he ends up thinking they're passing this bowl around and he thinks it's like food, I think. He ends up licking the bowl and like, oh, that's guano. Guano. And they're like, bat shit or something like that. It's like, what? And so he's like flipping out. So it's funny. But really, really good movie. But like I said, the rewatchability factor, I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I probably could watch it a lot. It probably will end up on. It'll probably end up with a better rating later on. And it probably is one that I would probably want to put in my collection if I found it for a decent price. Castaway, definitely a film that I want to put in my collection. Great Tom Hanks film. One of the two films that he did kind of similar to this. Terminal be the other one. I don't haven't talked about that, but I might go ahead and talk about it since I'm talking about Castaway. Castaway is an amazing movie. He gets stranded on an island and he basically talks to some volleyball, And basically, it's just him and this volleyball talking throughout almost the whole movie. And near the end, it's he gets rescued and all this stuff, and he comes back, and his wife is remarried and all this other stuff. Um, I believe his wife remarried. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. I mean, there might be some other movie. But it's a really great movie. It's craziness. It's like of what of this story or this movie is really good. Yeah, I mean I'd never seen anything done until that point like that. And then after he did that, he went on to do Terminal, which basically he gets he's in an airport and he basically gets stuck there. And I don't know, I can't remember what the premise was. I think he's from another country or something like that, and he, basically he just runs out of money, and he can't go anywhere. He ends up living there and like doing a mural and everything for the airport. It's crazy. I don't remember exactly how it ends, but I think he actually ends up meeting somebody in the airport, and I think they end up, he ends up leaving. I think eventually. But it's crazy. I don't remember what exactly happened, but it's a really great movie. But definitely check out The Terminal if you've never seen it, and Castaway. Then we get to Chronicles of Riddick. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. One of the movies that I want to go back and buy because it's one of those movies that I would love to have in a collection because I like Pitch Black. And Chronicles of Riddick was kind of like a thing. I think they kind of dropped the ball on Chronicles of Riddick, and I think it deserves a lower rating than this because I do remember it being somewhat boring. And me not liking it as much as the Pitch Black. But I do know they are making another Riddick movie, so maybe it'll make a story from it and make it better. Yeah. Clerks 2 is the next movie. Wow. I like Clerks a lot. I like the original Clerks a lot, and I believe I did rate it, but it might be a little bit lower. I don't know. A little lower. I don't know. Clerks 2 is really hilarious. I will give it that. But for fans of Clerks, or the original one, I think that's why, critics of the movie Clerks that liked that movie didn't like it as much because they didn't stay with the whole black and white thing. And I think they should have done that, just for the sake of Clerks. But basically, it was kind of a different movie, and it's like I don't know, it was in a restaurant. It was in I don't know, it was way weird. It didn't seem right. They were in a weird restaurant or something. It's almost like Good Burger. I got a yawn. It was almost like Good Burger meets Clerks, and it was like, I don't know, something must wasn't right. I didn't like it as much as the original, but it was a good movie. That's all. It's a good Kevin Smith movie, so whatever. And then we got Dark Man. I bought this trilogy, and I got it for $3, so I couldn't bitch, but I got the trilogy, and I started watching Dark Man 2, and I realized Jeff Goldblum was not in it. And it started out, and it was really bad. And I was like, oh, God, no, I can't watch this. So I stopped. I wasn't even 20 minutes into the movie until I figured out Jeff Goldblum wasn't in it. And it was probably going to be horrible, and I didn't want to finish it. So to say I'm selling that DVD collection. So if you're interested, let me know. So the original Dark Man was actually a pretty good movie. But even at that, it wasn't the greatest movie. The great story. Somebody redid this, it'd be awesome. But it was okay. It was okay. Maybe a reboot, maybe a redo of the movie would make it a better, in the long run. But not a bad movie. If you haven't seen Dark Man, it's worth checking out. To see if you like it or not. The series. Next one is Dawn of the Dead, the remake. Actually, I have a story about this one too. I got Dawn of the Dead and I was on Amazon, and I thought that I was ordering the original one, and it ended up I got disappointed when I'm like, oh, I don't remember which one I ordered, and it finally came in the mail, and it was the new one, and I'm like, oh man. I'm like, I so wanted the original one. That's the one I was for. But I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to hate on it because I do like it. It's a good movie, but it's not even close to the original. The original is way better than that one. So if you've seen Dawn of the Dead, the remake, definitely go back and check out the original one. It is definitely better. Romero has tried to redo himself, and he just can't do it. He set that bar a long time ago for those zombie movies, and it's just hard to beat that. He set his own bar, and it's hard to beat. So I mean, I think he was actually kind of instrumental in the Dawn of the Dead. But I don't know if he really had a whole lot of input in the movie. I don't know. I don't. I really don't think that he had a lot of input for that movie. He helped produce it, I think, but just don't think he has hands in it completely. But I don't know. Good movie though. And all these I scored a 90. It was weird. Um, Goldfinger, James Bond movie. I was in a James Bond mode at the time, and I do want to go back and get into it. But the day of renting, going in the store and renting movies is basically over. So, I would have to probably go out and buy these movies. And the James Bond collection, I would probably buy just to have because I like series, and James Bond is a great series. And whether I like the movie or not is a different story. Going out and buying these movies would be amazing to have. Goldfinger is one of the ones. It was one of the good ones. Doctor No, the original one, is actually a good one too. I just haven't got around to rating it on quicker. I stopped around the time I know I got to a movie because I couldn't go in order, and that I hate that. I like to go in order. I don't think it really matters with the James Bond movies, but I wanted to go in order, so I stopped because with Russia from Love, I think is what the next. I think I did skip and go actually to the next movie, but I hated it because I wanted to see From Russia with Love, and I wasn't able to see that, and I haven't not seen that yet. So there you go. Next movie is Halloween. And what I'm doing is basically reading my list on Critical. I don't know if I mentioned that before. Halloween, the original Halloween, great movie, classic. Everybody always goes back to the 1 and 2 being the better films. I like the whole series. It may get dull at times. Halloween 3 doesn't have Michael Myers in it. It doesn't have anything to do with Halloween. I don't know why they do it. It has something to do with Halloween, but the Halloween series, it has nothing to do with. And I understand what they were trying to do. I found out, I know the history of what they were trying to do, but that was stupid. They had a character people loved. Why stray from it? Kind of dumb. But anyway, they could have called it something else, Mask, something like that, whatever. And it's basically a ripoff. If you ever seen the Goosebumps movie, the first movie they came out with was, I think, The Haunted Mask. It's basically a complete ripoff. That they actually ripped that off and made it into a kids movie. But anyway, the Halloween, all the movies are good. I want them all in my collection, but the first one is really probably the best. So there you go. The next one is The Naked Gun. From the Files. This is the first one. The Naked Gun, I just watched all 3 of them this year. Probably like a couple months ago, I watched them all 3. They are hilarious. They are timeless. And if I see them for a cheap price, I will probably buy them on Blu-ray so I have them. Because I will buy them on Blu-ray. If I'm going to buy them, I'm going to buy them on Blu-ray. And I can probably find them for a cheap price because they'll probably all 3 be in a collection at some point in time down the road on Blu-ray. And I will buy them on Blu-ray. Amazing, hilarious. I sat down and watched them. There's some moments that you will just talk about with your buddies. If you haven't seen this movie before. So definitely, if you're a funny person and you like comedy movies, if you like stupid comedy, I don't know. I would say if you like the dude Andy, Andy guy from Saturday Night Live. I think it was the last name, Samberg. Andy Samberg. If you like Andy Samberg from Saturday Night Live, the stupid humor, definitely check out Leslie Nielsen's movies because he is one of the first stupid humor people to be around. He was around forever. I mean, he did a lot of movies, a lot of stupid movies. Really those stupid movies. Next one is The Night at the Museum. Mixed feelings about this because I know I watched both of them and I know I liked the first one. It was really, really good. The first one was a 90. The other one will probably get a less ranking than 90 because I thought it was stupid. It's like so much they could have done, and it's like with the second one, and I just think they dropped the ball. I don't know. Something just wasn't right about the second one. But the first one was really, really good. They got a 90 for me. Really good. Predator. Haven't seen Predator in a long time, but I did see it. I did like it. And I just heard reviews that the other Predators just wasn't good. They don't have Arnold Schwarzenegger in them, so I just didn't go and watch the other ones. Not something I would buy, but it's a good movie. I'd watch it. If it came on TV, I might watch it. Wasn't a great movie. Pulp Fiction, pretty good movie. People say it's one of the best movies of all time. I don't know if I put it up there. It's a good movie. I don't even know if I would buy it, but it's not really like on my list of greatest movies of all time. But I mean, it's up there. It's a good movie. It's got some moments, it's some funny moments, and they kind of jump from front to back. Boom, 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 boom. They kind of confuse you at times, and you're like, huh? But it's not so confusing. But you have to think about what happened, at the beginning of the film. You're like, oh, okay, you know. So there you go. There's been my little update, my movie madness, so to speak. And I may redo movies in the future if I'm reading over the list on there. But that's the best way I can see to do this list. So there you go. That's been my. I did a lot of movies. I don't go back to count or anything. My movie madness. Talk about review movies that I've seen. I've seen a lot of movies in the past, so I don't really need to hold up DVDs and things like that. Like people do. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of people. I've seen a lot of movies, a lot of cartoons, a lot of things like that. So definitely, I will talk about more in the future. Thank you. This has been Movie Madness, and keep continuing to watch Brad Tragick and subscribe above, comment down below. Later, folks.